If you watch my unboxing video, you know what I'm already going to review, and that is going to be Whitechapel's Our Endless War. Now, as I stated in a blog post that I recently wrote down, I guess in like an artist spotlight of Whitechapel, a friend of mine recommended them to me, and she's told me to listen to iDementia. Since then, I am hooked. So I decided, you know, why not purchase an album by Whitechapel? I was originally going to go for the self-titled, but for some reason the self-titled was more expensive than Our Endless War, and I was like, you know, I'm a cheapskate, alright? I go for the cheaper option, so I decided to pick Our Endless War. And I don't really regret my purchase because Our Endless War is a solid album. Now, here, let's cover. Here's the back. The track listing, also 2 bonus tracks right here. Here's the inside. The CD is with the Tennessee saw blade, pretty badass. Comes with a booklet too, so you can read all your favorite Whitechapel lyrics from this album. This album features 10 tracks, but with 2 extra bonus tracks. For this review, I'm going to try to structure things a little bit differently. I won't go into like every single track detail to detail, but I will sum up quite a few of like highlights of this record. So first of all, Rise is the first track. Rise is an instrumental. It leads up into the title track, Our Endless War. It's one of those like movie build-up tracks, and it goes into the hard-hitting Our Endless War. Now, Our Endless War, Whitechapel is mainly described as deathcore, and then they do accept that label. But Our Endless War's drum beats sound almost like a super fast punk rock, at least for the first half of the song. It's like a really hardcore punk, or just like straight up hardcore drum beat. It's super fast, it's catchy, but then when the guitars and the bass and the vocals hit, it's like, holy hell, this is deathcore, like this is Whitechapel. The Saw is the Law, this is actually one of my favorite tracks off the album, because Phil Bozeman's vocals on this track, The Saw is the Law, he pronounces every single word crisp and clear, like at such a speed and such precision. I was surprised just by listening to it. I'm like, holy crap, he can do that. Like, that's possible. You can pronounce and enunciate every single word with every syllable at a speed like that. So I thought that was cool. And that's definitely one of my favorite tracks. Mono, Let Me Burn, 2 fantastic tracks. Now, again, all these tracks are brutal as hell. They all hard-hitting deathcore, breakdowns, and there's even solos in it too, which I really enjoy. I like my guitar solos, and it's like Worship. It's amazing on it. Like, that's all I can say right now. Worship the Digital Age. That's another really good track. And if you're reading the lyrics along to this, most of the songs on this is very political. It's I feel like this is a continuation of, I believe, their second or third album, which is more political-based lyrics, with the exception of 1 or 2. Like, you have Our Endless War, The Saw is the Law, and Worship the Digital Age are 3 very political songs if you read the lyrics. How Times Have Changed, Psychopathy, Blacked Out, another 3 excellent tracks. But I think a track that stands out on this album is Diggs Road. I was reading the lyrics as I was listening to this on my CD player. Those still exist, by the way. I didn't listen through this to my computer or my iPod. Always use a CD player first. But Diggs Road is a very emotional track. It's on the bottom of the liner notes, or the lyrics, it says, basically, it mentions Phil Bozeman's parents who passed away, and reading through the lyrics, it's, for deathcore, it's very, very emotional. You can feel Phil Bozeman's pain and his suffering when he lost his parents through this song. and there are multiple parts in the song where you just feel chills and you almost feel like, crap, he's there. Like, you know what he's going through, you know what he went through when this first happened. And honestly, that is probably the best track off this album. The two bonus tracks, Process So Familiar and Fall of the Hypocrites, are two, again, amazing tracks. Like Psychopathy, Blacked Out, How Times Have Changed. Very, very similar, super brutal. It's, all in all, this is just a fantastic album. I read a lot of reviews on Amazon and like music websites saying that like Whitechapel kind of sold out with their style on this album, but I don't hear that at all. I can hear, instead of selling out and downgrading, I hear upgrading and evolution in a sense. Whitechapel are evolving their sound constantly, even in a generic genre like deathcore. So all in all, I would definitely recommend this album. I honestly rate it a solid like 8.59 out of 10 if I were to put it on a number. Definitely recommend. I would recommend picking this album out. It's a solid listen all the way through. You will not be disappointed. And I will see you in the next video.